Welcome to the world of semen retention. I know that sounds kind of weird for most people, but if you stumbled on this channel or if you stumbled into the world of semen retention, your life is about to transform. Now, if you're brand new to this, I want to give you a few steps as a beginner that's essential so you can know what to expect and you can protect yourself from many of the pitfalls and mistakes that most men made, including myself. So let's dive into a beginner's guide for semen retention. Hi, my name is Nakula Das and I am the general of the Semen Retention Army and sex guru for the modern man. If you're serious about semen retention, go to the link in the description and register for the free ejaculation control guide. When you first start in the journey of semen retention, it can be quite difficult. You're going to notice a few things that I want to bring to your attention. The more you know about the subject, actually the better you'll do because you'll know what's going on with your body when you're experiencing different things. So one of the first things that you're going to experience when you practice semen retention is how much you're addicted to masturbation and ejaculation. I never really saw myself as addicted to it until I tried to stop. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know what to do with my hands in the morning. I don't know what to do with myself. And I noticed how agitated I was. Now, at the time, I was fortunate. I'm in a long-term relationship. My wife at the time was away from me. We spent about 6 months apart because she was going through some of her own health issues and she had to be in the hospital and such. This gave me a time to practice and really learn about myself in a sexual way. This is something that most men never do. They never really spend time with themselves learning about their own sexual expression or sexuality. We're generally introduced to pornography at a young age, and pornography becomes the way that we think about sex. We also go to our friends and talk about sex. I remember the first time I was going to go down on a girl, and I have never done this before. And my buddy on my soccer team, we were playing indoor soccer. He went to the whiteboard that was in the gym and he drew a vagina. He drew what a clit was, and he's like, you want to take your tongue and you want to do this to her here, and then you want to put your fingers here. Now, here's a 13, 14-year-old kid teaching another 13, 14-year-old kid how to go down on a girl. Now, I'm happy he did that because I had a little bit of knowledge going into my first experience, but I could have definitely used a better sex education. Now, what ended up happening was that when I started practicing semen, my point is that we're not very educated in sex. We think because we do it, we know about it. But the reality is once I started learning more about sex, from the physical to the spiritual aspects of it, I recognized how much I didn't know. What ended up happening is that I started practicing semen retention. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And I started to recognize how much my body was agitated. So when you first start practicing, you might notice that you might feel irritable. You might feel angry. Sexual frustration might be there. That's normal. Eventually, it will subdue and you'll get past it. But most guys never get past that part because they never go into it realizing that that is going to happen. So understand that there may be some irritability, there may be some frustration. Just like when you give up any addiction, whether it's marijuana or alcohol or something harder, there's going to be like a withdrawal symptoms. Essentially, you're going to have masturbation withdrawal. The second thing that you're going to notice is if you retain your semen for about 7 to 10 days, is you're going to have a massive spike of energy, especially the first few times you do this. This is what guys get addicted to. They're like, yeah, I feel like a man. They want to go and conquer the world. What ends up happening here is that your testosterone is being stimulated, and so therefore you're getting more masculine qualities, more energy, more focus. This is going to actually enhance your sex drive. Essentially, you're going to become a more horny man. This is going to be a challenge in semen retention if you don't know what to do with it, because the more horny you are, the more you're going to want to drive yourself to those old patterns. You're going to want to go on the porn site, you're going to want to flip through Instagram girls, you're going to want to masturbate, or you're going to want to pursue more sex. That's fine if you want to pursue more natural sex because it's the way to actually, it's what it's driving you to do. So one of the biggest challenges is going to be your own sex drive. So you should know that that's going to happen. So first you might feel angry, irritable, then you're going to have a tremendously high sex drive. And if you don't know what to do with that, it's generally going to lead you into relapse. That's why you should expect it. The other thing that you should expect is that you're going to have way more energy. And if you don't have bigger goals other than a negative goal, so what's a negative goal? Stop ejaculation, stop watching porn, stop masturbating. That's a negative goal. It's a negation. It's a great goal to have. But what you want to have is positive goals. Examples of positive goals: make more money, advance in my career, get into the best shape of my life, develop more muscle mass, read more books, become more intelligent. These are positive goals. Connect with God. That is a positive goal. These goals then give you an outlet for that energy. That's ultimately what you need. You need to have an outlet for that energy so that you're using it. Sexual energy is not a bad thing. It's not a negative thing. It just needs to be used properly. When you use it properly, you're going to then have natural sex. You're also then going to be a better lover, and you're going to have enough energy to pursue your goals. If you're an artist, your art and creativity will increase. If you're a mechanic, you're going to be able to build more things. If you are a leader, you're going to put yourself into more leadership positions. The reality is that semen retention is going to enhance who you are. So whatever you are and whoever you are and whatever gifts you have, they're all going to become enhanced. And if you're a man who goes, I don't know what I want, I don't know what my purpose is, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing with my life, semen retention is going to bring it out through you. Everything is within you. And if you keep it within you, it's going to enhance you. So as a beginner, it's important that you understand a few of these things that are going to happen to you so that you can be prepared when it happens. And that's why I recommend going and registering for my free ejaculation control guide. This is going to give you some starting techniques to practice the techniques of sexual alchemy so you can learn how to transmute that energy and pour it into the positive goals of your life.